If insurance agents are going to take the industry forward, then they have got to stop thinking about their agency management system as a siloed piece of technology. It's that sort of fragmented way of thinking that's gotten us in the mess that we're in today. Instead, when you're considering a platform that's going to help you achieve higher levels of agency success, you need to look at one where your AMS is not the thing. It's a feature. It's a component of the overall thing. It's one body with multiple parts. It's never just agency management. It's never just CRM. It's never just marketing automation. It's all of your technology working together in unison. One platform, one browser. What's up, Better Agents? Here in this video, we're talking about what makes a viable insurance AMS. Earlier this week, Better Agency was the topic of discussion in a Facebook group meant only for the users of a particular AMS company. And in this discussion, it was brought up that Better Agency might not be a viable AMS for a number of years. So naturally, my curiosity is going to get the best of me, and I ask myself, what is a viable AMS? What does a viable AMS do? What are the features? What are the benefits? How does it work? Because we talk to insurance agents every single day who are frustrated and upset with the technology that they're forced into using in their insurance agency, and when we tell them what Better Agency does, they go, yes, that's what I want. Dear God, thank you that somebody thought of this, because that's gonna benefit me a ton in my agency. Now, of course, for those agents, that's the AMS that they need, but it still had me questioning, what is a viable AMS? So here in this video, we're gonna break down the 4 requirements that your AMS needs to have if it's ever to be considered a real agency management system. The first requirement of a viable agency management system is it has to be on the internet. Believe it or not, there are AMS companies out there that don't even operate on the internet. They have to be locally installed, and you have to have a server in your office. What? You really want to talk about viability? Let's talk about the viability of a company that refers to itself as a software company. However, you can't even use the software on the internet? I got some bad news to tell you, my friend. If your agency management system isn't already on the internet, if they're not already cloud-based, there's a good chance they never will be. Even if they could re-platform and migrate everybody, which is a giant headache and a mess, likely to have 1,001 failure points. Even if they could, they're likely already 15 years behind. If that's the starting point for these companies, if they're not even there and they've got to get there, what else are they behind on? Look, I don't want to just beat a dead horse here, but we do need to acknowledge a very simple yet inconvenient truth, that the average age of the agency owners found on a lot of these platforms is near retirement, and God bless them. But my brain does begin to wonder, what's going to happen to the agency owners that are coming into the industry? They're going to be taking the reins, feeling the vacuum. Are those agents going to want technology that isn't on the internet, isn't on the cloud, isn't mobile friendly? My bet is no. They're not gonna want that stuff. And it's not because your AMS system today doesn't wanna do that. I'm here to tell you, it's that they can't. They can't re-platform everybody. They can't migrate effectively. They're stuck. The technology that they built, they never took the right steps 10, 15 years ago to future-proof, to get ahead. And as a result, they're just dying on the vine. The second requirement of an agency management system is they need to keep the main thing the main thing. Every agency has their unique set of challenges, their own pain points, the things that they struggle with, but one thing we can all rally behind is we want to make more money and we want to keep more of the money that we make. However, a lot of agency management systems don't seem to prioritize this. They want to prioritize what seems like everything else. And your system, regardless of what one you use, should keep that main thing the main thing, to help insurance agents sell and write and maintain more of the policies, more of the business that they write. One of the things that we do when people are interested in learning more about Better Agency is we take them through a really basic application process. We want to ask them some questions. We want to get some context. We want to understand what problems they have, what goals they're trying to achieve, how they've tried to achieve these or reach these goals in the past, and we get some really interesting answers. Let me read just a couple of them for you. We get answers like automating the manual parts of the process, client retention and information to remember them and to reach out to them, and keeping us on task with the service requests no matter how they're received, and driving new business sales through the roof. People are coming to Better Agency because they want to make more money. They want to keep more of the money that they make. They want a better process for handling monoline business or their renewal process or leaving customers with a positive experience on the service end. So we'll go through a checklist and we'll say, yes, it checks this box, it checks this box, it checks this box. These are the main things. These are the things that you said that you wanted to have solved for you, and we've clearly identified that it solves these pain points. But then we'll run into agents who will say, yes, it does all those things, but I really need a folder for every single attachment in the contact record. That is big. We fully acknowledge that there's no such thing as a perfect system. There's no AMS that's going to solve all the problems for every single person, but we really need to get clear on what those real problems are. The real problem isn't that you need folders for every single file attachment. The real problem is that there's no process for marketing. There's no process for retention. There's no process for any of the things in an all-in-one system that you need in order to effectively do your job. So when you get distracted with the little things, that what happens is the companies get distracted with those things as well. I'm not saying that some of the features that people call out aren't needed, aren't important, but let's remember one thing, that the company that you should be partnering with should be keeping the main thing the main thing. You should be writing more business. You should be enabled, empowered to do your job more effectively, more efficiently. You should be able to have better experiences with your customers, with your staff, and with your technology providers. So make sure that when you're looking at an AMS, that they're an AMS that is focused on doing the main thing, that they are laser focused on helping you achieve the real results that you want to achieve in your agency. The real results isn't the minor things. It's not putting all that attention on making sure that there's a button here, button there, button here, button here, and that you have bad navigation, bad experiences inside the application because everybody wanted that little feature. You need to be hyper-focused, aerodynamic in your technology. The system should work intuitively, and it should be prioritizing what's really important. The third pillar of a viable agency management system is they put a strong emphasis on your customer's experience with you and your agency. The reason why I know a lot of these AMS systems aren't going to be around and they're going to get swallowed up in the next few years is because they don't even think about your experience with them, let alone your customer's experience with you. They're too busy charging thousands of dollars for training and consultants. They're too busy passing you along from account manager to account manager to account manager. They're too busy charging you just to export your data and to use it. They can't even connect to Zapier, for goodness sakes. They're not thinking about your experience with them. How in the world are they going to be thinking about your customer's experience with you? You need to find a company that is tailor-making their software to put the customer's experience with your agency at the forefront. How is it communicating with them? How are you building relationships with them? How is it making it easier for customers to do business with you? Not just you doing business with the AMS company, but your customers buying insurance from your agency. How are they emphasizing that experience? How are they prioritizing it? How are they tweaking it and iterating on things? They're not. They're not. The fourth requirement of a viable agency management system is it needs to play offense with your data. The problem with a lot of AMS companies today is they weren't created to do that. Back in 1984 or 1997, whenever they were created, they weren't created with marketing automation in mind. Their systems, their infrastructure, everything that was made in their system was made to just collect data, to sit on it, to give you some basic reports, and to just be another kind of digital paperweight in your system. But in the year 2022 and beyond, you need a system that's going to take that information, it's going to create automation, workflows, and it's playing offense. Things like pending cancellations, claims, renewals. You want to be able to get that information in, and you want to be able to automate tasks. You want to be able to automate campaigns or messaging. That's how your agency management system should be working today. And you can say, well, Nick, I integrate with this other platform and it allows me to kind of do some of that. The problem is you shouldn't have 15 systems that just do one thing, that just be able to do what you should be able to do in one system. All these single point solutions that just kind kind of focus on one little part of the puzzle is what is causing a lot of frustration. This fragmentation. You need to have everything as much as you can in one system. You need to be able to automate commissions. You need to be able to have accord forms. You need to be able to trigger campaigns based on policy downloads, whether it's for new business, whether it's for renewals, endorsements, claims, all of the above. You want to be able to take that information that is coming into your policy downloads, whether it's through a third-party carrier like Ayers or whether it's direct integration with carriers, all that information that's automatically coming into your system, your AMS should be a working hub, a thoroughbred that's putting in the work to do stuff in different levels wherever that customer's at in the life cycle. That is the requirement of a real, viable AMS. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you again on the next video.